Hey class, welcome back to Mr. Dorika's Training Grounds. Today we're going to be talking through solving for missing sides of right triangles. Last time we introduced these wonderful ratios, sine, cosine, and tangent. Today we are going to use them to solve for something. So in this case here, we're solving for a missing side. Now, your reference angle, which we talked about last time we didn't have a number in for that angle. This time we're going to use the wonderful 40-degree angle that was given to us. So our reference angle is going to be A. We got to label our sides first. So the hypotenuse is the one I always start with. It's the one directly across from that right angle. Just like we did last time, that 10 is going to be our hypotenuse. And then I'm not going to worry about this side down here, but usually when you see an X, that's probably what you're trying to solve for. That X is directly across from that 40-degree angle, which last time we described as our opposite side. So we now label the sides that we are either trying to find or that we have. And we need to pick a ratio to use. So seeing as we are trying to find the opposite, we have the hypotenuse, we should probably pick the ratio that involves both of those things. So if we scan up here, we see, okay, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So we should probably use that ratio, right? So instead of putting that A inside of our parentheses like we did last time, we're actually going to put the angle that was given to us. Now, if you typed this into your calculator, you would see that sine of 40 is actually equal to a number, okay? So we're going to treat it like a number instead of a variable. Then we got to set up the rest of our ratio. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Our opposite we don't know, but it's labeled a variable, and we're going to put that right there. That is our x. And then our hypotenuse is 10. Now, I'm going to take a little detour for a second. If I gave you the equation 3 equals x over 2, you could probably tell me that x is 6, and you could probably tell me that to get my answer here, I would need to multiply both sides by 2. So I'm going to do that, multiply both sides by 2, these cancel out, multiply this by 2, and you would get that your x is equal to 6. So we said this is a constant. This is a number. We can do the same thing. If x is in our denominator, we're just going to multiply, or sorry, x is in our numerator, we have a constant in our denominator, we're going to multiply both sides by that constant. Right, so these cancel out, and now we have x is equal to 10 times sine of 40. Now this right here, you are going to type into your calculator, and it is going to spit out an answer for you. Once you type it into your calculator, you have the answer. So, pretend I typed it in, you're going to get that your answer is 6.43. That is one situation that could happen. Now, I'm going to change up the triangle just a little bit. All right? I am going to shift around some numbers. To make it a little bit more challenging, perhaps. Okay, so instead of us solving for the opposite side, this time I'm actually going to put my x up here. Now you might already be able to tell me that's the hypotenuse, right? I'm going to make this angle as a 30, and I am actually going to give us this bottom side here, which is 6. So first goal, we need to identify which side we have, which side we're trying to solve for. 30 is our reference angle. What side is this? It's directly across from the right angle. It's the hypotenuse. Make sure we label that. So we're still using a ratio that involves the hypotenuse. This time though, we're solving for this 6, and that side's right next to this 30-degree angle. It's certainly not the opposite, so our only other option is adjacent. And just like last time, we're going to figure out which ratio we need to use. If you remember, we talked about SOH CAH TOA last time, and CAH, C-A-H, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. We have the adjacent, we're solving for the hypotenuse. So let's use cosine this time. And just like before, we're going to put our 30-degree angle inside of our parentheses here. And we're talking about adjacent over hypotenuse. So this time it's going to be a little bit different, right? We're going to put that adjacent 6 on top and the x in our denominator. This one's going to require some more steps, okay? Now, my recommendation to you is that since we can't just multiply by a number to get our answer, I'm actually going to move this up just a hair, and I'm going to put this value over 1. We did this a lot in our similarity chapter, so it might seem familiar to you. We're just going to cross multiply. Okay, so when we cross multiply, do our butterfly method, we're going to get cosine of 30 times x is equal to 6. Now, just like last time, we said that this entire thing here is just a number. Okay, it's a coefficient for our x, right? Now, another little detour. If I told you that 2x is equal to 6, what do we have to do to get x by itself? Well, this 2 is being multiplied to x, right? And we have to do inverse operations. So we should divide both sides by 2, and we would get x is equal to 3. This situation is identical to the one we are in right now. We have cosine of 30 times x is equal to 6. So all we need to do is divide this cosine of 30 from both sides. So I'm going to divide everything by cosine of 30. Then x is by itself. And 6 is equal to this nice and messy thing right here. Well, it would be messy if we could just type it in our calculator. And I'm going to pull my calculator up right now and do 6 divided by cosine of 30. You should be doing the same. You will get your answer. Write it down if you didn't already. You get 6.93 as your answer. Go ahead, try the practice problems. Please let me know or send me an email if you have any questions.